Hi, June. I think these two have one of the last cold dates. I went back and checked for more embryos, and I found lots more embryos. One more here for Scarn and Pastel. One more here for Indus and Luna. I found one more here for Bear Grylls and who's his girl? Glory, but I don't think I'm done yet. I think I saw another one getting ready to develop. So she's still laying eggs. There's another last cold date. So that's good news. These two are so in love. They just sit there and kiss all day long. So for those of you who want to know the difference between a dark green and a gray green, the cock there on the left is a gray green, which is lighter than a dark green. She is a dark green, and she has a violet factor, so she's almost an olive, but not quite. Yeah, they are going to have such beautiful babies, I can hardly wait. These two I double-checked. They still really have only one embryo in there. But they aren't the only ones. This is, baby and gasite. Hey, buddy. What you doing? I double-checked Luna, Lava and Malachite, and every one of their eggs is fertile, so I added an embryo to them. I culled these two. This is Periodot and Flo, who had such trouble with that other male beating her up. She has, I gave them the egg from Mist and Dolerite because Mist got sick and she had only one fertile egg, so I put it in here. And the Mist egg will be the first one to hatch. So I left them with 4 embryos, 3 of their own and 1 of somebody else's. These two went up to 3. I think I told you that already. We have a first egg down here. His girl Osmosis is in the box sitting on that egg. We have 2 eggs down here. And we got a first egg from these two. This is Bubba Jr. and Sif. These two are a bonded pair. So I was waiting on these two. This is Agate. Finally remembered his name. He's Haverty's son. And his girl Aster. And the first time I checked them, they didn't have any visible embryos. I thought they were infertile, but they now have 3. And I will have to check them again in a few days. They'll probably pop up with another one. Same thing here. This is Steel and Hyacinth. First time I checked them, they didn't have any embryos. Today they have 1 out of 6 eggs. However, there is a possibility that another one will show up in another couple of days. But, hey, I'll take 1. Apparently, it just took them a while to figure out how to put it together. There's another cold date coming up. These two up here, same thing. Kiss, kiss, love, love. She's a little bit out of cycle, so he's ready to start breeding, and she's like, I don't know. She's playing hard to get. Don't you think just because you're big and handsome that she's going to go for you? No, you got to treat that girl right. She says, stop trying to push me around. So these two I culled down to 3 embryos, so they'll hatch 3. And when I say cull eggs, because I don't have any room in foster cages for them or anything, I cull their nest down to the oldest 3 embryos, and I put the any others in the freezer. So, and I do that because a little 1 gram egg or 2 gram egg will freeze very quickly. And that way, if there's anything sentient in that egg, it will be over with quickly. And why do I cull my nest down to 3 eggs? Because when you get birds that are this big, their babies demand a huge amount of food, and they simply can't keep up if you leave all 6 eggs in there. 3 has been a magical number for me so far, but at some point I'm going to start playing with my diet and see if I can't get them up to 4. Who is this? Oh, this is my other mauve pair. This is Indian Larkspur. And their cold date's Thursday. I'm just wondering how many eggs she's got in here. Oh, we're up to 6. Goodness gracious. And these two down here, Hendry and Evangeline, 6 embryos, are going to start hatching out babies Thursday. They'll be the first ones. This is Malachite and Lava. They're hatching out Thursday. Since every single one of their eggs is fertile, I expect to get chicks on Thursday. And then right on their heels will be the cockatiels, who are due to hatch out Friday. So babies are coming down the pipe at us. Very, very exciting. Can hardly wait. And these guys, so I finally did it. I got another box. And the other thing I did was I belatedly realized I had a perch that went from right here in this corner back to the back of the cage. And it allowed the dominant hen to just sit up here and guard all the boxes. So I pulled it out. So everybody's way up there. And the dominant hen is finally sitting on her eggs now that she has 5 of them. I checked them, there's no fertility. She probably let them freeze. And this little girl is actively looking at boxes. She just went into this box. And that is the dominant hen wanting to come chase her down. Did you just go in that box, you little thing? I think you did. So this is actually the new one right here. I moved that one over. But she did. She just went right in that box, didn't you? Good. Okay. So, what are you doing? You have some issues with your feathers, don't you? Well, that's not a feather. Okay, so these guys hopefully will settle down in the next few days. So, excitement. She has 3 fertile eggs, and I put a blank in there so she wouldn't miss the other 2 as much. They're going to have beautiful babies. I can hardly wait. So, I do have a whole lot of extra embryos here. I have 6. 6 just out of these 2, and then in my rainbow pairs, I have 1, 2, 3, and I think there's going to be a 4th one in here. That's an extra, and then these guys have an extra. So that's 5, and so that's 11 extra embryos. Somebody will fail to hatch, and it won't end up being quite that many. But I still have a lot of culling to do. Like, I want to keep all of the embryos that I get out of this moth pair. So that will probably put me up to another, at least 1 or 2 more extra embryos. So everybody else has to get culled down. I would like to keep an extra one out of this guy down here in Flo. No, this is not Flo. Yeah, this is Flo. This is Nile and Flo. I'd like to keep an extra 1 or 2 out of them because Nile is a gray wing and Flo is split to gray wing. So only half of their chicks will come out gray wing. So I'd like to keep a few extra eggs beyond 3 just to make sure I get a good gray wing out of them. But we'll see what happens. They're kind of late in the game. Okay, so that's it. Lots of good news, and babies, they are coming.